What's up, you guys? Welcome to this week's energy reading. So I hope you're doing well, and let's begin. I already took out the cards today because, she's organized today. You're welcome. So today we have three cards all about the energy of this week. So the first card that we have is the Incarnated Gnomes. Now, when we get this card, guys, this is really all about learning to be authentic, being connected to your authenticity, to your light, to who you are, and above everything else, being authentic also means releasing things that don't align with who you are. That means habits, behaviors, thoughts, patterns, cycles, whatever it may be. So for instance, if you find yourself maybe drinking a little bit too much, I know we all love a glass of wine, but if you want to be moving forward in life, if you want to be thriving, if you want to get to the next level, doing the old habits and behaviors are just going to keep you in the old energy. So this card invites you to really step into that version of you, the light, the empowered state. So I want you to think of it right now. If you were in your highest power, in your most powerful, healthy, wealthy, happy state, what would you be doing differently? How would you be acting? How would you be thinking? So this is very, very important, guys, that you actually spend time thinking about this so that you can actually align with it more and more. You might not be able to fulfill it every single day, but the thought itself begins to shift the energy in that momentum, and it begins to create a pattern, a cycle. The next card that we have is Shadow Walkers. So what this is telling me right now is that many of you are experiencing this block, this stagnation, because you are in limbo, because you're not committing to something, because you're just repeating the same stuff over and over again. So when the shadow walkers essentially are beings who live between life and death, they never make a decision between one and the other. And doing that, you are stuck. So this card essentially is telling you, don't be afraid to make a decision. And oftentimes we don't want to make a decision because we are really afraid of making the wrong decision. What if I do choose to this and then nothing happens? What if I go down this road and it's the wrong road? I get all that, but the point is either one is still better than no decision. So even though, let's just say you do decide to go down one road, and let's just say it is not the highest road, it's not the road meant for you, that is actually good news, because it's going to direct you towards where you actually do need to go, the direction that is meant for you. So finally, we have the Galactic Knights. I'm going to pull three more cards as well, but the Galactic Knights are all about karma. So this, whatever you're going through, whatever's going to happen this week, or whatever's happened last week and it's leaking into this week, it actually has to do with karma. Essentially, it's a spiritual agreement that you had with yourself or with somebody or with a situation in order to experience it so that you can learn and you can grow from it. It's like, I agreed before coming onto this planet to experience, I don't know, it could be a tough relationship, or what are my lessons around love? And so you're going to attract people who actually are going to teach you that lesson. And sometimes that's not always in the nicest way. Sometimes we attract people, places, and things that can be harsh, that can be difficult, that can be harmful. And so right now, if you're facing these challenges and these difficulties, that's what this card is basically telling you. This is karmatic. So you have two choices. One, you can walk away from it, and two, you can learn from it. Now, the walking away doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to heal it. It can mean you're avoiding it, and that's what a lot of people do, unfortunately. They think, oh, if I just walk away from the situation, that it's not going to follow me, but sometimes it does. And that's why you find yourself in the same relationship over and over again with a different person. Hi, guys. Just give me 1 second, because today's sponsor is me. Yes, guys, guess what? I have created an app. Now, this is not just any app, guys. When we're talking about meditations, workshops, audio courses, and so much more, there is a community. You'll be able to keep track of all of your progress all in one place. And the best part? It's free, okay? So it's free. So do me a favor, go in the link below and check out the link to the Meditation Channel app so that you can begin your healing journey with me. I hope to see you there. Back to the video. So oftentimes karma is literally the key to break it is to learn it, to stop the cycle, to stop repeating the same patterns, to stop recreating the same energy over and over again and finding yourself in the same cycles over and over again. So the next card that we have is Crystal Witches. Okay, so the Crystal Witches, I love this card. I love this picture, by the way. Crystal Wishes is all about becoming aware of the energies around you and how the energies around you are affecting and influencing you. So sometimes what happens is that we might be surrounding ourselves with people who might be very negative, and we like it because maybe we bond with them and there's so much that we have in common, but then we find ourselves to be very negative as well. Or we don't necessarily agree with it, but we're just going to put up with it just so we can have the group of friends or whatever it may be. So this card essentially is just inviting you to be a little bit more selective and a little bit more aware of your environment this week. Be aware of who you're hanging around with. What are you absorbing into your subconscious, into your body, into your system, into your energy field? Because again, that is recreating the frequencies on the outside. So if we can create energies that are more aligned with our intention, with our goals, then it makes it easier for us to create our goals. The next card is the Star Fairies, and we got two more actually. They wanted to talk to us today. The Star Fairies are all about stepping out of your comfort zone. So right now, what is asked of you this week is to try something new, to try and do something uncomfortable. In fact, this card is literally saying, if it's uncomfortable, do it. If it's the awkward thing, do it. If it's the thing that you don't want to do, do it. So it's the card that nobody wants to hear, but it's the card that is essentially of growth. In order to grow, in order to change, you got to get uncomfortable. You can't keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Again, this seems to be the theme, the message of this week, right? We seem to be coming up with the same energies. Next thing is Warlocks and the Demonic card. So the Warlock card essentially are people who are not afraid to look at the shadows, the dark side of this world, of people, of reality, because oftentimes when we avoid it, when we pretend that it's not there, it's almost like what you resist persists, right? So even though we pretend like it's not there, the truth of the matter is it's there. So sometimes this card comes up to tell you, it's like, hey, listen, I know it's not great. I know it's not fun. I know you don't want to hear this, but maybe if you look at this, you know what you need to resolve. And then the Demonic card essentially is all about making some kind of agreement or some kind of detachment. So let me explain. Demons can't survive on their own energy source. They need to have an exchange, which is why you make contracts with demons, so people do anyway. Now, the minute you take away that energy and that attention from them, they're going to go find it somewhere else. So we do these contracts or these agreements subconsciously all of the time. We say things like, oh, I'm just going to put up with this job just for a little bit longer so I can get the money. But then sometimes our health or our mental health or our well-being suffers because of it. So when it comes to the demon card, even though we think it is a fair exchange, it is not. Oftentimes we lose a little bit more than we gain. And it's the delusion of us getting the same back. So right now, what this is telling me is there's obviously something that you need to shift. Be more authentic to yourself. Be honest about how you feel. And look at the exchanges that you are doing with people, places, and things. What are you agreeing to that you think you're getting something back? But when you really step back and look at it, maybe you'll notice that you aren't getting as much as you think you are. Well, interesting reading for the week. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a magical day.